Welcome back to the third segment and final segment of Gold and Black Live, but we saved the best for last with Anthony Brown, Purdue cornerback, who has had a huge week already with your birthday this week, and now you're graduating on Sunday. Where does this week kind of stack up? This is a big life week for you.
Yeah, man, this would be one to remember. I just take it one day at a time. I just thank the Lord that I was able to see another birthday and graduate. You know, some accomplishment that a lot of people are not able to do.
Yeah.
And I'm just taking it all in.
And your mom's coming up. He told us his mom's on the way up. Did she fly or is she driving up from?
She's flying.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That'd be a long trip coming up from Tampa.
So what has 4 years in West Lafayette been like when you come up from Tampa?
It's crazy. It's a bit different. My
Yeah.
my first time on the flight was actually coming up here. First time ever getting on the plane was coming up here. So,
For your visit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I experienced a lot of things in the last 4 years. First time seeing snow, being under 50 degrees, and a lot of different things. So, you know, it was an experience to remember, and I'm always remember it growing up, coming up here.
Your visit was to the Notre Dame primetime game, the
Yeah,
Caleb Turbush early interception game. Is that right?
That's right.
I don't know if you could hear the sigh he made before he said that.
I actually came up here twice. I came up on an unofficial one time in like the summer just to come, and then I came on an official visit to the Notre Dame game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got offered on the unofficial though, and I committed then. So then I just took my visit to the Notre Dame game. I didn't even use my other 4 visits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does it feel like it's been a long time ago? We talked last week, Anthony and I sat down for the exit interview that'll be on the site soon. And I think you said, gosh, I'm ready. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to move on. Just because, I mean, this is a big chunk of your life, and you've been here a while.
Sometimes just be that time where trying to move on to another chapter. And I feel like it's time. I've been here. I done paid my dues. And it's time to move on.
Yeah.
I feel.
You training now? You start doing that, training to...
I'm training down back in Florida. I'm going to be in Pensacola.
Mm-hmm.
Training starting January 3rd, January 4th. So right now I'm just basically just chilling, getting ready for graduation, packing my stuff up, and hit the road to get back to Tampa.
So you're leaving, like packing everything up and you're done?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be back for pro day. And then
who are you gonna? You're gonna have to crash at somebody's house then at pro day.
Actually, my lease not up. So
okay.
I
so you still got a place to come back to. Yeah. Okay, that's good. I find it nice that you're the last guest that we have for the year because you were on the cover of our magazine for the preview. I feel like there's some nice symmetry there. Did you get crap for that, by the way? With you guys on?
The coaches.
I was gonna bring it in.
Hit the last of that, but it was all fun and games. It's just nothing serious, man. But it was funny. Something that I remember I could show my kids later on in life and stuff.
Did you like how it turned out?
Hey, I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. You know, I go back and read it now. Still, the motor in the mouth.
Yeah. How did you feel about that?
I like it because that's true.
Yeah.
Like, it's true. So, yeah.
Frankie is the mouth. We should be clear. Frankie Williams is the mouth in that scenario. We wanted Frank to come today, but he had other stuff going on. So. We still wish him well. You know, we don't dislike him now because he decided to diss us and not come. But if we had to choose between them, you know, maybe. But when you look back at your career, I mean, I think going into the season, you felt like you could be an all-conference type player. When a team is 2-10, it's probably pretty difficult to get a lot of guys on an all-conference team. But do you feel like after the season you had as a senior that you were an all-conference type of player still?
Most definitely. I mean, the people that they gave it to is people that's teams that's 12-0 and 10-2 or whatever.
Yeah.
So when you're 2-10, you're not going to get that recognition. And I mean, it's people on there that like after the college career over, you hear nothing else about them. So I feel like it's all politics and or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't let that get to me. You know, I always been an underdog, so I take that route anywhere I go.
I mean, the underdog thing started for you early, right? I mean,
it started from high school, underdog, because, I mean, I feel like I should have had a lot more offers than I did, but another reason I didn't is because I committed before my senior even started. So that's another thing, but coming in to Purdue, you know, we went 6-6 my first year, and, you know, things didn't work well since then, but I always felt like I was overlooked, even though I was changing positions
Yeah.
through the years and all
Yeah.
that. So when I finally got back to corner, you know, I had 2 years under my belt under. If I would have had a full 4 years, I feel like it would have been even better.
Did you
It-
definitely feel, I'm sorry, Kyle,
Go-
did you
no.
definitely feel like that was your position?
Always
From the jump?
corner. But I mean, I feel like I could play safety too.
Yeah.
But I'm a better fit at corner, and I feel a lot more comfortable at corner. So that's why I excel better at corner than I did at safety.
What is it about the way you play corner that you think is good? I mean, because when we talk about safety, you know, people talk about, well, you have vision. I mean, obviously there are different traits that you can have to be better
Right.
at one or the other.
It's just one thing about corner, just you got one responsibility. Not all the time. Most of the time, you got one responsibility. You got this man.
Yeah.
And that's just something I excel in. I follow that man. If he goes to the bathroom, I go with him. And that's just something I excel in. You know, I love doing that. You known for being out there one-on-one with this man, and it's a lot of pressure. So I just love the pressure, and I love the spotlight on it. You know?
The Nebraska game was a dream game for a cornerback.
Yeah, like I told her in the Essie interview, right before that game, my mom texted me and she was like, "You're gonna have a big game this week." And lo and behold, that's what happened. And I was talking to Leroy right before that game on a Thursday night. We was riding in the car, and I was like, "Man, I just want one of them games where like I could just have like 2 or 3 picks and be like, man, I just did it. I had one of the best games of my life, and it happened." So it was just weird, but you know, that was a lot of hard work that went into that. That it finally paid off for me. I wish we had a lot more games like that, but it didn't work like that.
You have Riker Fife's number, right? You're sort of dialed in on the
Riker
Nebraska
Fife?
backup quarterback.
Nah,
I totally forgot who that was. I'm like, who's Riker Fife? Who's Riker Fife?
I didn't know who that was.
I'm glad we were on the same page there. And he had 3 picks against him, and I still was like, so you're like, yeah, sure, I have his number.
Nah, man. I appreciate what he did, but hey, I'll take that win.
That sideline play, though, that you made was a good play.
Yeah, what's so
Yeah.
funny? It just happened. Like I didn't when I hit the ball, it wasn't like, oh, that go the ball. It's just catch it in your feet. Everything just happened like it just did it by on its own. Like,
Yeah.
I knocked the ball out, and it just fell in my hands, and I just dragged my feet. It was like a natural thing. Like I was just always practice on getting 2 feet down, even though you only need 1 in college.
Yeah.
I just practiced that, and it just happened.
Did you know you were in? Because the official standing right there is signaling, you know, you're out of bounds.
I didn't even know. When I called it, when I heard the crowd erupt and everything, I just figured I must have called it in bounds. And when I seen the replay, it wasn't even close. So
Yeah.
I felt like, yeah, that was nice.
You are still doing the East-West Shrine, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure nothing changed since we talked like a week ago. That is, I mean, obviously you guys are all like, oh, Senior Bowl is here, and that's kind of what you would prefer, but it's still a really neat opportunity to be able to be out there. You're still going to be in front of scouts and, you know,
Yeah.
still get a chance to kind of showcase your abilities a little bit. So how are you kind of getting prepared for that? Kugler's going as well. I
cool.
talked about it.
Then you got Frank going to the NFLPA game.
Yeah.
So I'm just basically trying to get mentally prepared for, you know, all the interviews you can go through and, you know, the different scouts that's out there. And just take it one day at a time. Don't try to overthink it, overplay it. You know, just do what I've been doing all year in practice, because that's what they come to watch you practice and stuff. So I'm just trying to be prepared and be ready for anything that comes my way.
What questions do you think scouts will have for you?
I really don't know. I've been thinking about it, but I'm hearing they're gonna ask stuff about talk about your defensive scheme.
Yeah.
What do you know about the scheme, and
Oh, yeah.
how did your corners coach teach you how to play certain techniques and stuff? And you know the basic questions about legal troubles or anything, but I haven't been in trouble, so I'm prepared for all that. So we'll see.
We have a question from Ricky. He said, do cornerbacks truly have short memories?
You got to. I mean, you have short memories on Saturday, but once the game over, you're gonna remember all of that.
Yeah.
You got short memory when the game's going on,
Yeah.
but once the game over, you'll think about the plays that you gave up. Be like, man, I knew I could have did this. You know, it's just a competition. Like corners, you got to be competitive. You got to have confidence, and you got to have swag. So
Yeah.
it all comes with it. You need all that to play cornerback.
Are you going to ask him, Brad Scope? I was waiting for you to hit him with like, why didn't you win this season? I was waiting for that. No?
I'll do it if you want.
It's not fun now. Like I was looking at you, hit him with it, and you didn't. And so, but Danny obviously talked about, because they're bringing an offensive coordinator, but defensive coordinator as well.
Right.
So like if you put your DC hat on, like what, all the personnel you guys have coming back. I mean,
Yeah.
what would be the right fit? I mean, what do you see, whether it's a scheme or, a personality or whatever? Like, what do you think that this defense could do really well in?
I feel like everything starts up front. So
Yeah.
you get your dominant D line and linebackers, and then your DBs just have them flying around, be aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Just have everybody play aggressive defense next year, and they could really excel. Like I don't know about 3-4-4-4 or 4-3, whatever
Yeah.
they want to run, what scheme wise, but probably like mix it up, be a zone team, and then mix up a little man here and there, and but even though you playing zone, play an aggressive zone. Don't just like sit there and just try to give up routes or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's probably the route I go in.
Yeah.
Fans want your scheme to be press coverage, cornerbacks up, right in the receiver's face,
Yeah, but you got
sending the house at the same time, leaving you guys out there to shut down the receivers, right? That every play.
I love that.
Is that conceivable?
I love that. That's it's possible, but it's not realistic now. Like you gotta have the personnel to run that type of defense also. So
Yeah.
I mean, if your blitz not getting home, then it's not working. So you gotta change it up and do something else. So
How often do you hear that, though? Do you hear that as a player?
From the fans?
Yeah, from fans.
No, I don't hear much, man. I try to stay away from what the fans say or whatever. And I just,
Probably a good idea.
right. So, I just try to keep it inside the locker room or whatever.
Yeah.
And just do what my coach tell me to do.
Who's maybe some of the best players you've played with since you've been here? It's usually a question we ask in the exit interviews, and I just haven't done it the last couple of years. But
I have to say, Kawan Short definitely was one of the. My locker was right in front of his. My freshman year, him being a senior.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I got to know him a little bit, and Ricardo was a nice player I played with. Great in the DB room. He was a good teaching me how to play the position or whatever. And, Frankie, Danny. And you got a lot of other guys that's like under the scene that you probably don't hear about them on the field, but they was good fun to be around and taught me a lot during my 4 years here playing. Like Taylor Richards and Antoine Lewis. They taught me, and Josh Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh Johnson's not a bad player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
So, why didn't you guys win more this year?
There it is. I like it was like the delayed, like he's not going to do it. We're not going to let him answer that question, and then he sneak it in. It's a good strategy, Kyle.
We just ain't win. We didn't finish no games. We didn't. They wanted them more than we did, I guess. We had the. It ain't even about the scheme. I mean, we had the players. It just didn't fall our way. I mean, we can't go in games throwing pick sixes or fumbles for touchdowns or giving up 80-yard runs thinking we're gonna win. We just shoot ourselves in the foot. It wasn't that the team was better than us or anything. We just beat ourselves really. Too many penalties. Like Bowling Green game, he had like 3 penalties on the final drive before they scored.
Yep.
Missing field goals. Like them little things that they all add up, and that's what killed us. Killed us.
How do you fix it though? Because I mean, obviously that's the thing is you want it not to
just
continue to be that way.
You just gotta, as a coach, you just gotta show them that either you gonna change or somebody else gonna get the job done. You can't just come and keep letting the same person make the same mistake, and then because they just gonna feel like, oh, I missed it, it'll be all right, I get it next time.
Yeah.
It's not no next time. Because as you can see, we 2-10. The year before it was not no next time. So you just gotta change it. They gotta have the mindset. It's all about your mindset and confidence. So that's what they gotta be to change the whole culture around here.
We only have time for do you have one more? Or can I
Go for it.
What do you, I think everything you said just makes a lot of sense, but what do you do when, your depth maybe isn't there to try a new guy who, to send a message to the other guy, but you're putting a guy in there who's maybe not very good. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I could use examples, but I won't. So is that worth it? I mean, would that be enough to send a message if you're putting another guy out there who, is not physically as talented, but I should just stop talking.
It all started recruiting first.
Yeah.
You got to get the recruits in here.
Yeah.
And then, try to get some people that's coming in ready to play, especially in the position we in with not a lot of depth at our positions. And you get your recruits, and then you got to instill in their mind as soon as they get here that we here to produce and we here to make plays and win games. And, you got some recruits that come in that's already thinking they should be playing anyway from the jump.
Right.
But then when they get here, things go different and stuff. So once a player mess up, it's okay to make mistakes.
Yeah.
But it's about learning from the mistakes.
Right.
So if you keep making the same mistake, you got to change. You got to do something to change it and see what else somebody else can do. Because he might not be, it's not being the fastest or the strongest, it's about being the smartest and knowing what's going on the field. So just because the next player not as talented as that player, he might get the job done though. So you gotta just try it and see. What else you got to lose?
Yeah.
You're 2-10. You got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to Anthony after the show and get all of those names and not tell you. Thank you, though, Anthony, for being here. We really appreciate it. Thank you to Danny Anthrop as well. He ran away. We don't know where he went, but he's Anthony's ride, so he needs to come back. And, to Kyle, Alan, and Brian as well, all the folks at WLFI back in the back who help run the show. Gordon, Cammie, and Allie today, I think, were the folks back there. Our sponsors, Hilton Garden Inn. When is it a big... No.
You messed it up.
I have it written down, but I was trying to be cool. When tomorrow is a big day, stay at HEI tonight. Basham Reynolds, like Alan said, that they're not taking Reynolds for the 16-17 school year. Trent Johnson, I love Trent. TrentIsMyAgent.com. I stress the mine because he is my agent, but that's his website, TrentIsMyAgent.com. And Triple X Family Restaurants on the hill but on the level, a Purdue tradition since 1929. Those are our sponsors. We're very thankful for them. Our next show is going to be January 8th. It's been a great year. Merry Christmas, guys. We'll see you then.